Psychological stuff is my jam. It's my jam. So that was one of the things that I've learned today. Again, Jeannie Wiley. Check her out. I should probably put something about that on my website, selloutosupermom.com, and follow me on my socials, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I haven't really kept up with Snapchat, but I'm mostly on Twitter and Instagram lately, and my website, selloutosupermom.com, yet again. So what else I'm watching? So I watched this one, like I'm really into like psychological thrillers and murder and stuff. I know. It's a weird thing. So I was watching Kuklinski. Has anybody heard of that? Kuklinski. Anyways, he was a hitman. They called him the Iceman. And he's still in jail now, I believe. So check that out. I was watching that. That was fun. And yeah, he did a lot. And they call him the Iceman because he used to put his murders, his people, his things in freezers and freeze them and then dump them off. So it would be very hard for the coroner to find out how they died and how long they've been dead. So, you know,
Some cold shit.
I know, right? Cold ass shit. What else did I watch today? What else did we watch today? Kuklinski, Feral Children. What's the other one I was watching? I was watching something else that I couldn't wait to tell you guys. I don't know. It's like get to know me kind of hour. You know what I mean? My dog's here and she's freaking out over I don't know what. Lay down. Oh yeah. I know what I was watching. Okay. I was watching the paranormal, paranormal stuff. And I really get into these true crime things, as Voltrek already knows. I love true
Oh,
crime.
oh, yeah, wait.
Okay.
Everybody, we are raising. We need $10 to save the world. Okay? $10.
What's
Okay?
our plan with the $10? We can't tell you the plan with the
Yeah.
$10 yet,
Yeah, we can't tell you the plan,
but there is a
but
plan.
$10
Ten
is the
dollars,
maximum goal.
it is. So anyway, I've been going. Okay, so the paranormal. Let's talk about that. So I've been watching I think they're called the Foreman brothers. There's a guy named Josh and Rocky and another guy. I'm ill prepared. Okay, leave me alone. So anyway, look it up. It's Foreman brothers, and they do like paranormal stuff, and they talk to like people who've been murdered and stuff, which is kind of cool. So I was watching that again. Check it out, and they actually helps. They try to help solve like unsolved mysteries and crimes and stuff, which I really like. I really really like it. Going through all the things I watched as well. Also, why are so many people locking their kids up? What is happening? What's happening? Okay. All right. And then this really got me. This really hurt my heart. It's called the Skeleton Boys. Skeleton Boys, sorry, my bad. Skeleton Boys. And in a nutshell, there was a guy named John Skelton, and he has a wife, and they obviously were getting into a divorce. And apparently this guy had lost it. And she sent him to stay for Thanksgiving with their dad. And then they were supposed to be back on the next day. Well, they didn't come back. And he was said that he gave them to some Amish people, or I think the Underground Salvation or something. He said it was a religious group or I don't know what. So anyway, we went through the whole story and stuff. And then these Foreman brothers, they decide to try and find, and they have like they talk to the spirits. Whether you believe it or not, it's a very interesting show to watch. So basically, the voices led them to trail track, sorry, railroad tracks and a bridge, and they followed like they gave directions. These paranormal the ghosts or spirits, if you'd like to say, they were following. They were directing him where to go. Right, the three of them where to go, and they went down this hill, and then they told the mom about it, and she recognizes where they are. So they went and digged around and they told them like the spirits were guiding them. And then they found a Spider Man glove. Now, these boys, the three boys, would love Spider Man. They love superheroes. So for them to find a Spider Man glove in the middle of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
wow. Yeah, it was like in the middle of nowhere. It's not like there's no trail. It looks like it was just kind of like a dumping ground. Like there was like an old tire. There's like a wrap of wire. So I'm really, really excited to find out if that is, it's just kind of like as a mother, they've been gone for 10 years. So it's that unknown thing, you want to bury your children or your loved one and you want to know that where they are. It's for human beings thing. It's not really for them, but it's more for us. And um, just to find out that there was a glove there is very interesting. And then they kept saying that they're by the water, they're by the river under the bridge. So I really, really hope that there are going to be some kind of solving of this. It's three little boys, and it really hurts my heart because the people who are trying to find this, the Foreman brothers, they are three of them, so they felt really, really close to this specific crime because they just they feel connected, the same kind of thing, same age difference. So the father, John Skelton, is in jail. He's been in jail for 15 years, or sentenced 15 years for wrongful confinement, and but not for the kids because they can't really charge them for the kids unless they have a body. The family is helping them hide whatever details. um and yeah, I just hope that they find some kind of closure. So, and then they cut it off. They cut off like the ending of it because I guess you have to pay for YouTube Premium to watch the rest of it. So, yeah, anybody has a premium, you can let me know how it ends. Like,
Okay,
do they cut
I
off the
have a
clock?
question for you.
Okay,
Your favorite serial killer and why?
my favorite serial killer and why. Oh, okay, I got it. I don't remember his name. I have a really bad memory. Let's see. Who's yours? Do you have one?
I asked you first.
Oh my God. Trying to kill time because I'm trying to find it. But what is the time limit anyway? Where we gotta go? Gotta find his name. Uh, serial trucker. Hmm. What's his name? Oh my God. It's a weird name. I'm trying to find it. So why, okay, before I find his name, because it's gonna take a bit, obviously. But why I like him, why I'm not even drawn, why I find him interesting. The one that he was a truck driver, had great marriage, uh kids, he raised kids, nothing, out of the ordinary. But along the way, he would pick up hookers and what's the proper word? Sex workers. Sorry, snowflakes. Snowflakes. So yeah, they had he would stop by, get some sex workers, and do his thing, but then he would kill them. And what really fascinated me about this guy, what really made me drawn to this guy, is because he looks like a regular old man, except for the size. Like he is huge. Like I think he's like 7 feet tall, and he looks like a
Mm.
regular guy. Um, but maybe not so right. He's different. He's a little bit different, but he would go around and he'd kill him. And then so the interview would ask him like, how would you like? How hard is it to kill someone? He's like, it's easy. So he took a thumb. He's like, right here. So right here, where your what do you call this? I don't know. The clavicle meets, I guess. He says you kill him right there, right there. If you push hard enough, like he said, psh, you killed somebody like that. Like that's what kind of like, whoo, it kind of scared me because he's so good. He can just psh, kill you with his thumb. Like how? I don't know. It's not the Golden State Killer. He, by the way,
Oh,
was a cop. I believe he was a cop. Serial killer. Look at my Google.
mine. Mine is a female.
Okay. What's her name?
Susan Smith.
Oh yeah. Why Susan Smith?
She killed her 2 kids. Had the whole country believe in her.
Yeah.
Even her whole, even her own husband had a black man arrested for no reason, and it all turns out she killed the 2 kids just because she wanted to have a affair. And the guy said that I I want to go out with you, and but I don't want to be
I don't want your
a
kids.
father
Yeah.
of a father to kids that are not mine. So she killed them.
You know what
So
scares me about that? What are the details of it,
and she is so crazy. She was crying, gave a full description of the person that took the car that they made a arrest, and but they found her guilty anyway. And then when she was locked up, she got pregnant
Oh yeah, I
again.
forgot about that part.
Yep, yep. She got pregnant again in prison.
Now, how would that happen, Bolt?
And her probation is in 1 year.
Is it really?
Yep.
What? I'm looking up serial killers to see if I can find him. Something like bone but wailing. Damn it. He's my favorite though.
A serial
Well,
killer,
remember,
somebody that kills over and over and over and over.
yeah, you have to have, I
And
think you have to kill more than three.
yeah, yeah. And with that, my favorite one is the Son of Sam.
Yeah. What's his
Because
name?
nobody expected him at all.
I know, right? You know what? Who else they didn't suspect? The Golden State Killer.
And they didn't even suspect Ted
No,
Bundy, too.
no, they didn't.
They said that he looks too good to be a serial killer.
Yep.
What kind of shit is that?
He looks too good. Remember, everybody loved him, but he's like the scariest guy ever.
Just like that, just like that, thief that all the girls loved, and he became a runaway model. There was this thief that got caught, and he was
Okay.
light skinned with
Okay.
light blue eyes and tattooed all hair, and girls was like, "Oh my god, he's so fine." And when he came out of jail, he became a runway model, just like that. And I was like, "The fuck?" He went from a robber to a model. Come on.
Well, is he American?
Yes. I'm like, where the hell is this media? Because people are getting famous for doing stupid stuff. It
That
doesn't
says a
take
lot of
no
sickness
talent
about.
no more.
Yeah, it says a lot about us as kids. Okay, his name is Edmund Kemper. Edmund Kemper. Now, let me just show you what he looked like when he was younger. Okay. And yeah, he's fucking. When you see him, he's just massively scary looking. Okay, here's a good one. So, okay, so this is obviously what he looks like now. He fucking scares me. I'm usually, I mean, obviously you should be scared of serial killers and stuff, but he's the only guy that really like gets, like, I have literally, like, makes me scared. Like, he really makes me scared. Like, when you're looking at evil, it just is. He's just evil.
And the son of Sam now calls himself the son of God now.
What?
Yeah, he found J- Jesus while he was locked up.
Wow.
And he has a probation coming up, but they don't want him out, even
Who?
though he say he changed his ways and all of that. They don't care.
No, he did not.
The same thing with Susan Smith.
You know what really creeps me out about Susan Smith? Not only that she just lie and like put it on the black man as they always do, but what kind of freaked me out and makes her so fucking crazy scary to me is that she strapped those boys into those car seats
Yeah,
so they couldn't even get out. Like, I couldn't even imagine what that child felt like, to not be able to breathe, to have the fear and can't even get out. And the saddest part is the cops that went, like the diving team that went and saw the
they
babies.
still found them inside the seats. Yep.
Yep, and they're still traumatized. I think some of them quit actually,
Mm-hmm.
right? Fucking nuts. Killed his grandparents. I just want to see if this is actually him.
Started with surrogates at a non-human level. Physical objects, my possessions, other people's, destruction of things that are cared about, and then destruction of things that are living on a lower level, small animals, insects, animals, and then finally people. They started coming to a head again, so I went back down, I ran away back down there. And then a month later, I'm up with my grandparents in the mountains, and 10 months later, I'm murdered.
10 months later, he murdered them. Like, he's just, like, as a matter of fact, you know. But who else I watched today was another man, and we're talking about, I don't know what it is about today and children and
And
even
she
teenagers.
aged too, cause this is how she
What does
looked
she look like?
when she went in.
Right? What does she look like now?
That's how she looked when she went in.
Okay.
This is how she looked now.
Can't really see her.
It does not look the same.
Doesn't she look better?
Does not look the same.
No. Well, I
And
mean,
she is saying the same thing. She
what?
changed her ways while she was in prison.
She just wants to get out
Yeah.
and be a hoe in public. All right. So, did you hear about Timothy Jones Jr.? Did you hear about him?
The names sound
Yeah, it's a
familiar.
pretty yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Like a year ago, I think they got more in depth. But so Timothy Jones Jr., he had 5 kids, right? And him and his wife separated, and they were doing what do you call it? What do you call it when you share custody? I know it's joint custody, but co-parenting. Sorry, they co-parented together, and so they had 2 girls, I believe, and 3 boys. And the oldest boy, he blamed for like wrecking a socket or something. And then he kept asking him like, what happened, why is it burnt, what did you do, and the boy wouldn't answer because obviously he's scared of his dad. And so he kept beating him until he would say something, but he never talked. The little boy didn't say a word. He was on the floor crying, and then he got up and he says, I'm going to bed. So he's like, yeah, go to bed since you're not gonna freaking tell me what you did. So then in his brain, the father's brain, in this freaking Timothy brain, he thought that these kids were plotting against him. Yes, I know. So then he went over to check on the son to wake him up in the morning. And then he found out he's dead. So I guess he's freaking out. And then all the kids came and started attacking the dad and crying and all this stuff. Now, remember, these kids are no older than, I think, 7. I think 5 kids, all under the age of 7. Okay, we'll give it 10. And so they were all crying and whatever. And then what he did is he took the belt and he was like whipping them all to get away from him.
Mm.
And they asked, how did he do it? So the older daughter, he picked her up and crushed her neck. And then, of course, all the kids were crying. And then the other one, the other daughter, said, no, 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 daddy, no. Crushed her neck. And then the little babies were crying. They're tiny little babies. Not, I think one was like a year and a half. And he took the belt and choked them out with it. So, why I bring this one up is not only because the 5 babies are gone, but the mom really tried to do co-parenting and make the things happen, right? Like work it out. But what I found very interesting with this guy was that he has a very high IQ, extremely intelligent, really great with math, bad temper. So to me, I look at it like there's obviously something a little off, maybe. Um, because if he's like if he's super, super smart, sometimes when you're that intelligent or borderline, um, whatever genius, sometimes you can't handle the emotional part, is what I see. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm no doctor, but you know what I mean. Like when you see them, they snap a lot harder. Maybe it's the perfectionist in them because they are that smart, and they can't get their emotions straight. But wow. So the other thing that I found very interesting about this guy and pretty sick is that he put all of his kids in garbage bags. And
Mm.
he didn't know what to do with them because he was like a bleach kind of clean freak apparently. And he said he didn't want them, yeah, he said he didn't want them to leak blood and juices all over his house. So he put them in garbage bags, black garbage bags, and he put them in the car. And he sat in the house for about 2 days trying to figure out what he's going to do. This is what he said, his words. He just sat for a couple days in the house and just tried to figure out what he's going to do. So you can imagine this is in South Carolina. And
Oh
so,
damn.
exactly. So if you can imagine 3 days in the heat in a car.
Yeah.
So the police asked him, the FBI asked him, okay, what do you know the smell? And he's like, oh yeah, it smelled like shit. Like, he's like, oh, that's probably from the liquids. I imagine with the blood and the juices and stuff. Like it's just, oh. So anyway, so he had to try and figure out what to do. So he bleached the entire car, and he's like, and they said, so you bleach it because he's like, oh, I just like the smell of bleach. I'm like that, like I'm finicky like that. And
Man, the smell of bleach will burn your eyes.
so this guy, um, so he took the kids far off into like the side of the road, and he put 5 black garbage bags beside each other. And then he had a problem. He said he had a problem with one of the kids' legs. Rigor mortis set in, so you can't really bend it. So he bought stuff at the Home Depot or Walmart or something, and to like cut the legs. And he had all this all planned out that he was going to cut them up and whatever. So he went to cut the child's leg, and I don't know how far he got, and they didn't have details of it, but he said, I couldn't do it. I stopped. I couldn't do it. So he cried. Yeah. So he tried to
What?
cut. Yeah, he stopped cutting legs. So probably I'd imagine in the coroner's office, you're probably gonna see like a cut mark on his bone or something. Who knows? He's like, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So he put all 5 of them in garbage bags and drove away, took $500 out, and was gonna go to Vegas. So yeah. So he was on trial, and I was watching his trial, and there's a lot more details into it. Like he's different. Like he's got an awful temper, obviously. But when you look at him, he knows, he's like, I know I did something wrong. I know I did. And he cried and stuff. But I feel like he did this. Obviously, he did this because his wife wanted to divorce him and he just lost his shit. But yeah, and like I'm looking at him, like when his dad was talking about him and like, doing character witnesses, he'd cry and stuff like that. But then like the next day when it went on, he was just like kind of sitting back and just watching. The wife went on there and he was watching her, like, but I feel like he was kind of like contempt, and he's kind of like, yeah, now what are you gonna do, kind of control type of thing, because she wanted to move on with her life. But and they said he was always like that, like he was just really like a real asshole kind of dad.
Mm.
And there's like videos, they did like videos of like, you know how the defendants or the defense always puts up like family videos where they're happy and in love, and yeah. So they started playing those, and I'm like, give me a break. The guy still put his kids, every single one of his kids, in the freaking garbage after he killed them. And you got to imagine, like, okay, when you choke somebody, that's a very intimate thing because you're looking at them in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's craziness. So that guy really creeped me out. And he was supposed to go into the army. This is another thing. He was supposed to go into the army, but they did and everything was good. His physical was really good, but they did a psychological test on him and he didn't pass. And usually when you don't pass something like that, that's like what do you call it? Like you can't make a decision on what's right or wrong kind of thing. Like he's the
Yeah.
one who's going to go rogue and just kill everybody. You know what I mean? Like he would be the one you're like, wait, don't. You know what I mean? So, and you have to have the best of the best on, in the army, obviously. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so he wasn't allowed to do that. So I guess, he got really pissy pants. And then he was starting to eat this stuff called Scooby snacks. What the fuck
What
is Scooby
the
snacks?
hell is that?
Yeah, he said there's Scooby snacks. You get them in the store. I don't know what that is. Is it meth or I don't know. I'll have to
I
look that up.
never heard meth
Yeah,
called Scooby Snacks.
yeah. He said he ate some Scooby snacks. So I don't know. Like, I don't think it'd be CBD. It can't be CBD because that just doesn't make any sense. What are Scooby snacks? I'll look and see what Scooby snacks are. Of course, they put up number one drug. There we go. Okay. Synthetic marijuana.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
that
mixture.
marijuana that'll
Yeah,
make you pill yourself like this.
yeah,
Oh.
because it's a mixture of dried plant material that has been laced with chemical additive known as spice K2 or
Mm-hmm.
Black Mamba Relax Scooby Snacks Cloud 9 Yucatan Fire and Blaze. The drug often packaged as incense or potpourri in shiny packages. Wow. Wow. All right. So he was on fake marijuana, but that's not, well, I guess I wouldn't know because I don't eat the non whatever, thing. He should have smoked it. But so I guess he said that as kind of like an excuse for what happened. He's like, "What did you do? Were you on any drugs or whatever?" He's like, "No, I had some Scooby snacks and I took $500 off and tried to get to Vegas."
If
How are you
I
gonna get
was
to?
a cop and I heard that, I'd be like, what the hell is that?
I think that if you see their interviews, they ask what it is, and he kind of vaguely describes it, but I don't know. I don't think he wanted to say like the chemical drugs. He's like, it calms me down. He said, it calms me down. It calms me down. Well, you might have had to buy more packages because you just annihilated your entire family. So messed up. So yeah. So that's what I learned today. And I hope y'all learned something. Scooby snacks and such. But
Scooby
yeah.
Snacks.
Yeah, he ate Scooby snacks. Huh? It's meant to eat.
Synthetic weed.
It's synthetic weed, and then they add all the things I listed off to it. Synthetic marijuana mixed with all kinds of like chemicals that will make you hallucinate. It's fake. It's fake. It's like PCP or something like that. I don't know. It's mixed in it. But he would say that he would have these Scooby snacks and then he'd feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they sell it uh, in potpourri packages and incense packages.
Yeah,
You know, yeah, to like hide it.
that's because it's not real weed.
That's right. It's not real weed. He's better off just eating, like an edible or something. But again, we don't know because they did some psychological testing on this guy, and he could be borderline schizophrenic or schizophrenic. They're not sure yet. But yeah, so he's going to be going on trial, and let me think. Did they find the boy? Yeah, they found them. They found all the bodies. fucking messed up, man. Hey guys, if you're watching this, these are real stories, but don't be killing your kids and stuff. That's not. It's not. I mean, you can call a babysitter. Go kill yourself. We don't want to talk about that, but we're just saying. I'm just saying, do the right thing. Just be nice. And I don't understand also why women or people have to kill their children to get another man or whatever. That is weak ass shit. Okay, you thirsty bitch. Why? Unbelievable. But yeah, so we talked about serial killers and so there's a lot of unsolved mysteries that I've been watching, and I really don't like those because I like to find out how'd you take them down, man. I'm telling you, like I could work for both sides though. I know how to clean up your fingerprints and all that stuff and blood and stuff. I'm not going to share that here. So that's not what the stream is about. The stream is about preventing things like this. Like, don't kill people. You will go to jail. They found this guy, the Golden State Killer. Let's talk about this one, all right, real quick. The Golden State Killer. They didn't find him or didn't know who he was because he was a cop. One, he did minimum 50 rapes and a bunch of other bad things. And he was 70 something years old when they found him. And I don't know why they didn't look further into it. A lot of people are pissed because they didn't look further into it, but he was let go off the force because he stole stuff. He stole something, I think, like duct tape or some shit. So he was let go of the force for shoplifting. Right? Shoplifting.
Ooh, stole duct tape.
Yeah. And then but they didn't catch on. They didn't even think about to check everybody for, like where they were at a certain time or their schedules or whatever. So they didn't even check it. And it's just sloppy, I think, the detective work. But this is again back in the 60s, 70s when we didn't have cameras. We didn't have anything really. We didn't even barely had DNA testing. So this is how he got caught, because you will get caught, just saying. He got caught because he did those genealogy things, you know.
That
Um
23andMe.
yeah, but it was kind of like back then it was like kind of genealogy me or something. So he decided, okay, let's start looking at these cold cases. And this cop said, let's put it in the database. And what had happened was they had DNA from back then. And then they traced the
Mmm.
DNA. Yeah. So, and remember, they used to keep all this stuff and because they didn't know what to do with it. And they probably figured, well, we might need this someday. So, which was good. So they traced it back all the way to him. And then come to find out, they were like, wow, he was right there in the middle of the neighborhood. So they arrested him. But he's 72. So you got to think about this. Is like 30 years, man. He had a whole lifetime. A whole lifetime where all these people are terrified and he decides, hey man, nobody got caught and nobody caught me, so I'm just gonna chill out, retire, have some grandbabies. So I mean, this is why I'm not gonna do 23andMe, because you don't need to know where I get.
How old was John Gotti when he got arrested?
We'll ask Google. Hey Google, how old was John Gotti when he got in prison? Sorry, I know I didn't understand you. Hey Google, when did John Gotti go to jail? 1992.
How old was he? He had to be an old man.
Hey Google, How old was John Gotti when he was sent to prison? No, how old was he? 2002. He was. How old was John Gotti? Okay. So he's 61 years old when he died. That's young.
Damn.
Yeah. Did he have
I
cancer?
thought he was older.
Me too. You have cancer? Hey, Google, how did John Gotti die? Neck and head cancer.
Ooh. Damn.
Ooh.
Looks like Mr. Shadow's in here. Mr. Shadow is in here.
Hey, Bobby Shadow, what's up? We're talking about murder. Not murder. John Gotti right now. We're talking about a lot of things. Yeah, so he was 61 when he died. Hello,
Mm.
brother. 61 when he died. That is not old at all. So he died from head and neck cancer.
Hey, Shadow, we are trying to raise $10 for the world, okay?
For world peace.
$10 for the world.
$10 for the world. We're trying to save the world. $10 at a time. Right?
Okay?
Is that our plan?
Yes.
We're
$10
not
at
going
a
to
time.
tell you the plan. There is a plan though.
There is a plan. We're not going to tell you, but
Yeah.
the limit is $10.
Yeah. That's all we need. Oh, I got 500 coins. What do I do with that? Bobby. Heal the world, make it a better
We're not
place.
joking.
Yeah, we're not. For you and for me, with $10 in our pocket, we will save the world. Telling you, doesn't cost that much. I have 50 coins. Does it? Come on. You spent the coins though, I feel. I haven't spent my coins. I'm a saver, not a spender.
Then add
Because I
them
have to
to
save
the
every penny for the world.
$10 goal that we need
Gold.
for the world.
For the world. Motivation. You know? Was it motivation and inspiration? You know? How did I get 500 coins? When did that happen?
That was me.
Thank you, Volt. You're so nice. Oh, is that what I got? Is that what that little thingy is?
Yes.
You gave me an award. You should have given me an award with the world.
Not by McDonald's.
I pressed it by accident.
No. No. No.
I pressed it by accident.
Damn it. Well, you said Happy New Year. I'm like, no, that's not $10.
I can't even buy McDonald's.
It can listen. We have a plan to save the world with the $10. Got a plan. Don't worry, we'll tell you
that
all about the plan.
that $10 is very important.
So important. Because we can't do it ourselves.
You know what?
Unfortunately.
Invite him up here.
You invite him up here.
I
Who are
don't
you?
know how to.
Neither do I. So what the heck? You act like I know what I'm doing.
You do.
No, I don't. This is the first time I've been on here. How do I do this?
You invited me.
Yeah, well, You're like a burr.
You only give $10.
You go wherever I go, and I'm like, ugh. That's not the plan for the world. We'll save the world with the $10. I'll tell you all about the plan when we have it. It's a good
That's
plan.
cold.
It's gonna be work, but it'll be worth it. It'll be all kinds of worth it. So yeah, yeah, were you guys talking about Spaceballs? Bobby? I feel like
I'm trying to add
mean-
him. I don't know how to. I'm trying to figure it out.
why do this?
Spaceball.
What? I wonder, were you talking about Spaceballs? Because I have a lot to talk about with Spaceballs. I love it. I love that movie. It makes me laugh all the time. Rick Moranis is the shiz. I hope he comes back to Hollywood. Did you know that Rick Moranis voluntarily left Hollywood?
Yes, to take care of his wife.
No, take care of his children because his wife died. Facts, Walt. Facts. But yeah, I think he's returning to movies. I hope.
Yeah, yeah.
Good,
He is.
because his kids all grown up. I know how to speak. I meant they're all older. They grew up. Inside the mind of Jeffrey Dahmer. Do you want to be in his mind? Like, what do you know about Jeffrey Dahmer?
No, you have to fix the barbecue.
He's dead now, right? They killed him?
I think so.
I think they killed him in prison.
Yeah.
They killed him in prison. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Google, how did Jeffrey Dahmer die?
God, God damn it, Shadow.
I think he was cleaning and they killed him. Probably stabbed him with the broom. Like I said, they stabbed him to death.
Yeah, that's because the only people he was eating were black people, and they put him in a jail with black people.
It was bound to happen.
And the Asian. Isn't he the Asian kid?
Yep,
Who
Asian
ran to
too.
the cops?
Yep.
The blood runners.
Listen, he likes them. He likes them minorities.
So he's not racist.
Well, he is because they ate them. I don't see no white people there. Why do you eat white people?
He had a deep
Why do you have to eat
freezer.
anybody?
And they got different.
He had a deep freezer full of party pots.
Yep. Yes, he did.
And the reason he got caught was a neighbor told a cop he saw guys walk into his apartment and never walk out.
Yep. You know who else really scares me? You know that woman who killed her children and she wasn't mad about it? This girl. Do you remember her? She is nuts. She killed white people. This white guy, he was in a wheelchair. And then he said that he snitched on black people because they were black or something. And then she ended up torturing him for a few days. Because she's like, no, he's a rat. He killed people. He's a rat. I don't regret it. I would do it again. It might not be Ed Kemper. I think no, it's Edmund. I'm just trying to find like a newer, like he did an interview. It might not be the same guy, but he kept going like this with his eyes when he talked. Like that. Say like a nervous twitch or something. So, but you know what I mean? Like he's very smart too. Like I feel like, smart people. We can do anything. Good and bad. Except fly. We can't fly.
We can't fly.
We can't. Apparently. All right, guys. I have stuck around for 51 minutes. I tried to go an hour, but I need to look at more crime. I'm really into some crime. Yeah. So we'll do this again, Bo. It was great. We'll catch up on some stuff. Listen, guys, we're hilarious. We are hilarious. So join us. Make sure you follow Voltrack and Bobby Shadow and me, Stiletto Supermom. Check out my website, stilettosupermom.com, and all my social medias. Google me. It's easier. And
It's
Groove
on
Magic,
there.
everybody. Huh?
It's on there.
Okay,
I
but
put it on there.
oh yeah, you did. See? Yeah, we know what we're doing. It's all about teamwork in this whole streaming world. But yeah, this has been an awesome time. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Last couple streams were a little bit choppy. What the heck was that?
Is it the phone?
Something chinged. Pardon?
Is it the phone you use?
What?
Is it always choppy?
No. I was on my iPhone at the time, and Volt and I thought that it was because I had to plug it in.
Oh.
It wasn't. It's a beta, so still testing. But it was a little choppy. Didn't like that. My playback was choppy too, which is don't like that either. But the first couple ones were really good. And I didn't think that they were going to be good because I had poor reception. So I don't know. Hey, Haps people, let us know what's happening. Why is it choppy? Just let me know. Google me, call me. Don't call me. I don't have my phone number up there. But yeah, you can tweet me, you can DM me. I don't know, invite me to a stream. Listen, when you guys invite me, Bobby always invites me to his stream. Sometimes I'm just not available. Sometimes I just don't know. I just
That's
don't
a
know what to do.
lie.
No, I really don't know. I think he invited me the first time, not tonight, but previously, and I was like, I don't know how to do this. I didn't know. I'm learning. I'm a smart learner. But yeah, so welcome to Friday night. This is what I do. I chill out and God, squeakiest door in the world. And my light was flickering. But check this out. My light was flickering when I was talking about murders and serial killers.
Oh, brother.
I know. And I was watching paranormal things. Telling you, they might need me. They might need me to solve some crime. You never know. Flickering spirits, watching paranormal. It's a thing. Oh, Vault just doesn't give me credit. Anyway, I'm smart. Okay, guys, thanks for joining. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Stop. Oh my God, it's not stopping. Stop. Oh my God, it's not stopping. Okay, why isn't it stopping?